Okay, so S is part of a cylinder here in SA9, part of a cylinder, and specifically I want theta to equal to Z. So let's draw this part of the picture here. Here's our cylinder. And let's draw on this cylinder theta equals Z. Well, what that says is that as theta increases, Z needs to increase. So we'll start with theta equals 0, Z equals 0. That's that point on the cylinder. Theta equals 0, Z equals 0. Is that cool? Now, as theta increases, in other words, as I go around the cylinder, Z also increases, which means that as I go around, I also go up. And I keep going until I get up to Z equals pi over 2. That's the top of our cylinder, which means I'm going to stop when I get to theta equals pi over 2, which is sort of over here. So I get that sort of path there on the side of the cylinder. Does that make sense? So that's our curve S. And so that's S. And it's oriented downward. Now, of course, the curve doesn't go exactly straight up and down, but when I say oriented downward, that clearly communicates that we're talking about this orientation on that curve. Is that cool? Is everybody okay with that so far? So what's the boundary? Well, the boundary is going to be this point. Let's see, let's call this point, let's just write down what it is. It's 2, 0, 0. And what's that point? Well, it's 0, 2, pi over 2. These are rectangular coordinates. And given the orientation, the boundary of that curve is at a positively oriented endpoint. That's the ending point. And then a negatively oriented starting point, 0, 2, pi over 2. So there you go. Does that make sense to everybody? Questions?